All right. How y'all doing? Give me one bit. I guess I will be leaving out intermission. Just trying to oh yeah, that makes sense. Just trying to figure. Oh shoot. Oh Harry, how you doing? How you doing, Harry? No T gang. Look, we will be studying this stream. Okay, guys, look. This stream, I got some topics here to study. We got uh static site generation, client side rendering, and server side rendering. Uh, this stuff I don't know what to do, but we will learn together, and that's the key. Together, everything is better together. Oh shoot. Well, nothing too bad. How y'all doing though? Harry, how you doing? How you doing? No, no. Harold is so boring, bro. I'm playing it. It's not that it's boring. Oh shoot, my mic must be too loud. It's not that it's boring. It's just I don't know. I'm just not having too much fun with it because it's the leveling system. It's just progressive. It's super slow. You know what I mean? And like to level up, the best thing to do is like to just catch pals, which is one thing. But then you have to get materials, and then you have to go freaking. You have to catch the. You have to craft the spheres and then catch pals. It's boring, but you know what? It's fun. I'm not gonna lie. I do find it fun though. But chat, look, chat. You know Digimon. Yeah, I would love to run Digimon, but my paycheck I'm getting next week or the week after, and I'll put that money toward Digimon, especially if it gets a sale. Let me check something really quickly. I'm gonna have my microphone on, but I need to check something. Whoa, this is really scaled poorly. Hold up. No, hold up. We're gonna do it this way. Better. I gotta check something really quickly. I gotta check it. Still 93 bucks. It's insane. There's no way. No way I'm gonna do that. Too expensive. Too expensive. Anyways, I gotta figure out what to do. I gotta get a clip in here. So what I'm gonna do here, we are going to do I don't know. I was thinking tier list, but there's no point of a tier list because it's just be full of hot takes. Not hot takes, but like I wouldn't know what I'm doing. But I forget it. What I guess oh, yo, send me something, Harry. Send me something. We can react to something really quickly. Send me something. Something to react to. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to react to. We'll figure it out. It's kind of just a blind stream, fair enough. But a one stream blindly is better than no stream that's blind. You know what I'm something, you know what I mean? One stream without vision, no, one stream without plan is better than no stream with a plan. There you go, there you go. Boy, here's the ambient noise you want into here. Gotta play in the background. This is the audio we're gonna be studying too. Damn dog, barking too much, but it's okay. We don't care about that, right? I'm so sleepy from work, man. I don't know what I want to do. Work has been cooking. The heck is this?
visibly Muslim and
Okay, I gotta see first if it's gonna like. I gotta fix this audio to see if it's gonna play on here. Okay, let me just check. As long as it's on YouTube, I think it should be fine, right? I'm gonna test it out really quick. Not on YouTube. Give me 1 minute. Okay, okay. Yeah, I'm just trying to check something out. I'm trying to check something out, bro. I'm trying to check something out. I'm just trying to see how I can get the audio to play on here. Because if the audio doesn't play, it's pointless, right?
having Bakugo as your favorite anime character is not for the weak, okay? Tell me why a friend that I just met asked me.
Oh, okay. Works. Alright, y'all can hear it. Okay, okay. I'm gonna bring this up here. Alright. Alright, let's get the audio up.
And having Bakugo as your favorite anime character is not for the weak, okay? Tell me why a friend that I just met asked me for my favorite anime character, and I said, oh, it's Bakugo. And she says, oh, is it because you relate to him? I was like, what the fuck am I supposed to relate to him? Like, anger issues or no, his quirk.
Explosion.
I'm going to need you to get down and apologize to me, because what the fuck in the big year of 2025?
This is relatable, except it's not Bakugo, and my friends do this to me all the time. You know who I'm talking about. How about you? You, Harry. Always making all these bomb jokes. I mean, you know what I mean? Let's see. Hold on. Let me see what people sent me on TikTok.
Assault, I put assault. India one.
Okay. Okay.
Assault, I put assault. India won Pakistan finals. Get the fucking out. Assault, I put assault.
Yo, this guy, I swear, I like this guy a lot. Yeah, he just sends me some of the funniest. Just so random. Oh shit, these TikTok comments can be pretty scary. I completely forgot about that.
Are you single or taken?
I'm taken.
Oh, you're
Engaged.
taken.
What?
You're engaged.
Oh, okay. I thought she said she's gay. I was a bit. I shouldn't have stopped there. Oh, give me 1 minute. Give me 1 minute.
Are you serious?
Oh, thank you, thank you. My bad, guys. My bad. Uh, thank you for letting me know. Or I would be stuck muted, trying to explain what I was saying. So static site generation is literally, it's just what you use your front end, your HTML, what the UI gets to see, the user interface that people get to see you interact with. As this itself is a static generated page. But we'll get into this right now. So people use Next.js, and what else do you use for static generation? We were doing with Node.js. We didn't use Next. Next.js is for React mainly. Okay, it's part of the React framework. But no, give me 1 minute.
Hello?
Yo, these guys. The ops really pulling in, bro. Hood out here for money and all, you know what I mean? Trying to take my knowledge out. No, they can take my money but not my knowledge. This is why we study together, guys. Alright. So what is a study? Forget, I don't even know what I'm trying to say. Oh, and this must be really loud. I gotta always adjust my audio over here. I don't want to blast you guys. Alright, I'm not muted this time, right? Hopefully I'm not muted this time. Alright. Alright, let's go with it. We in the O studying together, guys. Alright. In JS, you can statically generate pages with or without data. Let's break it down. So this is Next.js's code function about. So the function, just like the... They can... No, they won't take your knowledge. They won't take your knowledge, bro. They're not gonna do it. Chat, look. If some guy comes in, asks for money, they're gonna take your money. But if they come to take your knowledge, they can't ask for knowledge. You can only teach them, but they can't take it from you. See that? That's wisdom. What I just said. Unless they really beat you up. Give me my money, break your skull and stuff. But the function is like, it's just an easier way to like organize things. So function about, there's nothing in about, it'll just return about. So it most likely would just say, it would just have the word about right here. Like, it wouldn't look like anything. It would literally look like this. Let me see how far it is. It would literally look like that, like where it just says about right over here. Right here. Nothing else. It'll just return that. Sorry, I need more light here, but it's what it is. So that's what it returned. Sugar wash. Oh yeah, dude. When we get to that stage, bro. Is that a spider? Yo, bro. I got a spider up in this, bro. Anyways, sugar, dude. My struggle food. I'm not hungry yet, but when I got a struggle, I mean when I get hungry, I'll show you how to make sugar water the way it's meant to be made. But it's made in the hood, up in the O. You know what I mean? How you doing though? How you doing? Okay, so. Hello, Jalen. How you doing? But tutorial for sure. Oh shoot, the spider. Oh my gosh. No, stay back, please. This way. Oh my god. Oh my, it's big too. Where'd it go? Walnut. Oh, where'd it go? This guy ran towards me. Oh, he's right here. Okay. Not this way, the kid. Get on the paper. Oh, okay. No. Yo, where'd it go? Oh shoot, it's over, guys. It is. Oh, it's running on the floor. Okay. Hold on. On the paper. Okay. Well, it's gone, guys. I've lost the spider. It's over. It's over, guys. Wherever it ran off to. I got no idea. Just makes itself, right? Dude, the block is kind of aggressive today. You got spider, you got roommates, spiders and all, you know. Dude, they actually got big. What the heck? I hope it's not like, you know, dangerous. I'm just trying to study and pass my exam, guys. I need to make it out of the hood. To make it out of the hood, guys. Alright. Gone, bro. Like that. The shooting, bro. It's gone. Okay, here we are. Scenario 1. Page content. Depending on the external data, we're gonna... What's going on the O, bro? Yeah, my neighbors are going crazy right now, as you can tell. Here, let me Okay. I can't study with this. Okay. We gotta get a serious face. We gotta make it out of here, guys. We gotta make it out of here together. Alright. Living from the gutters for real, bro. For real. I'm living in O Block back in 2019. That's where I'm at right now. 2019 right now. From your content page, you need to have a fetch. Okay, so export default function blog. So oh my god. There's a whole riot going on out there, bro. The clan, dude, they're fighting, bro. Anything but study. Alright, guys, this topic's too hard. We're gonna move on to something simpler. Alright, 11T, okay? This is the bonus topic. As we all know, 11T is a frameworks, as we see. It is a static site framework. So how it works is that once you run this command, where is it? Yeah, 11 npx at 11t/11t -- serve, right? This command literally copies, like, it makes a separate section in your code that goes to the website, okay? So this is mainly going to be in JavaScript, so Node.js, HTML, all that fun stuff. Okay? Oh my god. Alright. Hopefully they calm down. Alright? But how we're going to work, so mkdir literally just makes a file. CD gets into the file, as we see. So we're going to, in here, you're going to create a package.json. Package.json, this is the function. This is all in the command prompt. So npm init-y creates a packet.json. We're going to take the packet and set it to a module type, which you can do it inside the JSON itself, but that's what it is. Then you're going to install 11t. I should write these down because I'm pretty sure my professor is going to put that on the exam. Yo, I don't know what to do, bro. Yo, Ariston, how was the if you're still here, how was 5 a.m. at, like, or 5 p.m. like over there? Or did you go play soccer? Anything but studying, guys. That's the downfall. This is install. npx at 11ty dash. I should show you a visual representation of what this does, honestly. I'll go into Visual Studio Code. What I'm going to do is open up files over here, just random. Oh, and it uses nunchucks. I completely forgot about that. Nah, that makes sense. It's all good, though. Y'all's gonna catch me lacking. Yo, dude, you're struggling the same mode as us, bro. So we're gonna make a... I'm gonna do it through here to show you exactly how to do everything. In here, we're gonna create a mkdir. Okay. Oh shoot. How do you do in get bash? Oh, I spelled it wrong. mkdir 11t-sample. Okay. This created the folder. Now we're gonna go into that. So what I did was just click up arrow. So we're gonna go into it. As we can see we're in the folder. The G folder would then inside the 11t folder. Now we're gonna create the package.json, which I will show you exactly how it looks like. So what I should be doing is get out of here and go here. Where is it? Okay. So to get into the code, click .code. Okay. As you see, now we're inside of it, the 11t sample. I'm gonna go in here. Now we're gonna continue it. We're gonna make the JSON. It is npm init -y. So it has created the JSON, which I will be showing you right here. It created, and this is what's it shows here is what's inside of it. Show everything here. I need to close this. Okay. I'm just gonna cache you, bro. Now this is optional, but it does say what was it? There was an option saying, but no, just will create package size for a folder. Tells flag the is skip the questionnaires. Yeah. I don't think we need this. We don't need this. We can just continue forward. So we're gonna install 11t. Can just copy and paste these, honestly. Oh, I guess not. Okay. Okay. Okay, package is installed. Now, okay, I'm gonna ask it for an echo. I don't want to type all this. I really wish I could just can I paste it? Okay, pretty much it's gonna create an HTML for us here. Which it did, and it echoed. Echoed is just a command way of saying like make. You know what I mean? Just make, and it created the title page. Hi. All right. Ask for title page. Hi. This is all marked down, and then heading. We don't need that. So now we're here. Okay, so now this is gonna run the server. If I were to paste this, I think I should, before I do that, I think I'll just create like this site right here, right? If I were to go in live server, and live server is just a way to show the server itself. There's another way, so it says hi over here, as it is, but there I'll show you the other way to do it. It's with the port key, not port, just port. And it should give it to me right here, which it'll bring up in a local host. See, right there. I'm going to Google, type that in, and I should be able. Oh, it didn't show. There we are. Okay. Should be seeing. Why isn't it up? Should be up. Why is it not up? I don't know why it's not doing it. Oh, it's just taking localhost. Huh. It should be up. They're not installed 11T before this. Let's skip it. Did I miss a step? 11T. I ran it, created it. Should bring me here. Oh, I don't know what's up with this. Shit, whatever. We're just gonna go live server at this point. Go here, it says hello, and then we can change it right over here. And if it doesn't change, chat. Okay. Let's see if the site one changed too. The site one did not change. Okay. It's not this one. Yeah, that one. Okay. Now the site one, I don't know why it didn't change. Oh well. I'll forget. No, I'm not shaking nothing, bro. This is a bit boring, but it's all just how it is. But that's just how you install 11T. Now, goodness, oh my! I'm gonna fail this exam, guys. I'm gonna fail this exam. Oh my gosh. It's over, guys. It's over. Give me some motivational quotes, guys. I need something here. But anyways, we're gonna move to server-side rendering instead. If a page is server-side rendering, the HTML page is generated on each request. To use server-side rendering for a page, you need to export an async function called getServerSideProps, which is getServerSideProp. Okay. This function is called by the server on every request. Okay, this is the function async function and getServerSide. Okay, so everything fetching data. Pulled up again, guys. What exactly are you supposed to? Page pre-render frequently data. Fetch from external APIs. You can write. It's gonna fetch the data. Wait until. Okay. Is that what I don't want? Oh, that's what outside is, bro. That's what's going on. I'm in the hood, remember? My neighbors, they didn't pay rent. they got spun up on. God, that's gonna be me next if I fail this exam. Yeah, bro. Turn. Oh yeah, he fell. He definitely got folded, bro. See, that's what happens if you don't pay rent. Fail your exams. Don't pay rent. Yeah. Still going at it. Okay, so but server side, the technique of generating content on the server from each request, ensure the latest content is delivered to the user. Result enhance SEO. Let me just do something really quickly. There's nothing wrong about doing this by asking ChatGPT. Okay, guys, so the it's all done right now. The drive-by is gone, but I heard every 30 minutes or so they'll pull up just to go and check on people who failed their exams, don't study, and who haven't paid their rent. The freak. Okay. SSR server-side rendering means the web page HTML is generated on the server every time someone visits it. Okay, so I'll just load. When a user requests a page, the server runs code like Node.js, PHP, etc. Fetches data, builds the HTML, and then sends a complete page to the browser. It works like an it works like an API, like REST API, basically. The browser does not wait for JavaScript to build the page. It receives the finished HTML right away. So okay, it's just static. Sorry, it's just gonna get the HTML, markdown, markup, whatever. Benefits. So why it's so things like Google right here. This is what server-side rendering is. You're gonna see all these. It's just static, but then until I actually start doing things, then you know it's gonna render this stuff first. A server-side rendering. Oh, I actually don't feel like studying, bro. Like, I'm so out of it. Work killed me, man. Work actually cooked me. I'm way too tired, man. I'm way too sleepy for this. Oh yeah, sure, whatever. I'll just give you that. My phone or something. You're right. Okay. Okay. Yeah, you're right. I'll bring the ingredients and I'll cook up the brew over here. Okay. I'll show you the recipe and all. Let me just I'll be right back. But All right, here we are. All right, so look, this is the struggle meal, okay? I can't afford a lot, but here's my water right here, and here's my sugar, okay? I don't know why, but I put sugar in the cup, but we ball, you know. And so we're gonna pour some, not too much, because I'm kind of struggling out here, yo. Take some sugar. Not too much, okay? Not too much. Just a little bit. Enough, okay? The rest can be used for the next batch, okay? You just mix this up. This is my meal I have on. It's my meal, okay? Honestly, treat it like soup. All right, see you soon. See you later, Harry. Take it, maybe just a little bit more. That was a lot, bro. Gonna mix that up real nice and good. Damn dogs, bro. Exactly. I'm cooking, bro. I'm cooking. And so right here. And you just eat it like a soup. Drink it like a soup. That's nutritious, bro. That's nutritious. You know what I'm saying? But it's almost like my other meal, which is air cubes of air. Dude, that stuff hits, bro. Cubes of air? Now that's insane, bro. I'll tell you. Chopped air, cubed air, you know what I mean? That's fun. That's just fire. But we're not gonna finish all of it right now. We're gonna put it on the side over here. Let it marinate a little longer. Man, I don't know what to do. Dude, I suck at stuff. I should just watch YouTube videos at this point. For this whole I think it'll definitely be a lot better if I did that. You know why these dogs are still so loud? Yeah. Stack side generation. Oh, I'm gonna put this lower that. For real, bro.
If you're gonna go headless or you're thinking,
dude, for real, bro. I'm gonna be like jump to the moon, bro. Dude, that's actually refreshing though. Let's go here. We're gonna watch this live right here, video.
about going headless, you will know that your web experience will be built on a JavaScript framework. And the problem is that JavaScript frameworks are evolving all the time. There's new terminology, there's new technology, there's new types of architectures, lots of different ways of doing things, and it's so hard to keep up. And one of the areas that's getting a lot of airtime right now is static site generation. Now, it's not as simple as it sounds. It actually involves many different types of technology, all the way from the JavaScript framework to how the site is delivered. So what I'm going to do is hopefully demystify this area, hopefully help you understand a little bit more about how all these frameworks come together. So let's not waste any time, let's get to it. Okay, what is static site generation? It's when you take your dynamic app, your React, your Vue app, the app that you've built on top of your headless architecture, and you put it through a process which turns it into a static site. So it takes all the variants of screens and pages in your app and then turns them into static HTML, static CSS, and even in some cases some static data files. So why would you do
Okay.
that? So the first way to do it is one of SEO. Having static files perform much better in terms of search engine optimization. You also get much better performance because you're dealing with a static file.
This guy making the sword noises?
And you don't have to do any API calls. And if you're on CDN, you'll get even better performance. Some of the benefits include security, because there are no API calls, it's just a static file, it's come from a CDN. And also, the architecture is really simple, and therefore it can be much more robust.
Security,
So
architecture is
let's
simple.
look at the high-level architecture and look at what components are involved in actually generating static sites. First of all, we have the JavaScript frameworks, and these are libraries used by developers to actually build the customer interface. They're typically free and open source and tend to be component-based. They'll help manage things like the state in the application, connections to back-end APIs, and just the overall assembly of components into a UI interface. No doubt you've heard of these frameworks. They're things like React, Vue, Svelte, and Angular. So the next components we'll talk about are web application frameworks. And these actually build on top of the JavaScript frameworks, but they solve problems around the wider application development process. You know, the things like routing to pages, PWA features like offline content, page caching, pre-rendering, and a bunch of developer tools. They also provide the deployment architectures for static site generation, or things like server-side rendering.
So, okay, so web framework itself, Java, does all this stuff, and okay. Guess I'll draw that diagram too, just to help me out. Web, then inside is JavaScript framework. It's a box, okay, because so web application framework is static.
Again, these frameworks tend to be free and open source software. And for React development, you'll use frameworks like Gatsby or Next. And for Vue, you'll use Nuxt.js. And for Svelte, you'll use SvelteKit. So the third component is the ADN, or Application Delivery Network. These are
okay, so all have their own individual boxes of what we can do, I'm assuming, and then around it is ADN, whatever that means. Let me just see what that means.
For Svelte, you'll use SvelteKit. So the third component is the ADN, or Application Delivery Network. These are commercial products, but they often provide you with a free tier. So what they actually do is host your website. They'll host all of those static files, and they tend to host them on a CDN. So they'll handle all of that continuous integration and that continuous delivery process for you. So they'll handle all the automatic generation of pages based on changes to code or changes to content. They'll also provide preview features and some basic analytics. So the Application Delivery Network are Netlify, who are one of the first and are not attached to any particular framework. There's Vercel, the company behind Next.js, but you can use other frameworks with their platform, even though they are really optimized for Next.js. So let's get down to how it all works. First of all, the web application framework runs within the continuous integration and the continuous delivery process. And that's an automated process that generates those static HTML and CSS files that you need for your website. So at the start, during this process, the web application will work out what pages need to be pre-rendered. Now, if you have dynamic pages, like those coming from the CMS, there are hooks in these frameworks that allow you to
how does that one person study for 14 hours straight? That's a superpower in my opinion. There is no way. There is no way. It's actually insane, man. Let's see this person. Look at this. This can't be real. It's gotta be a GIF or something, you know what I mean? She started. How'd she start? She started off. And she's still going. What is she writing? She can't be writing that much, no? She just can't. 2 hours makes sense. There is no way. What are you studying, bro? What? Yo, I'm not this disciplined. There's no way this can happen with me, bro. Sugar water and dedication is all it takes, for real. It's all it takes, man. Honestly, this sugar water is actually helping me out. I'm not gonna lie. It's solid though. Dude, I feel like a chef.
CMS or even e-commerce platforms. Once the process has that list of pages, it can then start pre-rendering them and generating those static HTML files and static CSS files. Those files can then be lifted and pushed to the CDN. So this whole process can be automated and can even be triggered by an API. So in effect, what you can do is connect your headless CMS to this process, and then when a page is published, you can then trigger the whole process to go and regenerate those static pages. And as you might already have guessed, there are downsides to this approach. One of the big downsides is the time it takes to generate pages. It's actually fairly linear. So if it takes 1 second to generate a page, and you have tens of thousands of pages, it could take hours to generate a site. And if you double the number of pages, it doubles the time it takes to generate that website. And therefore, for a larger web application, choosing complete static site generation is really a non-starter. Another consideration might be that of dynamic paths. What I mean by that is, if you have lots and lots of lists that are generated by user input, and there are lots of dimensions for that user input, like a multi-dimensional deep classification on product listers, it could be quite tricky to generate those static lists, and especially if they're based on things like prices that are changing all of the time. Another big consideration is that of real-time data. If you have real-time data, you can deal with it through API calls at the client side, but if you have a lot of it, it starts to break the model. And another big consideration is that
No way,
personalization.
bro.
If you want to do more than just page variant personalization, and you're doing multi-level content personalization, that could also be quite tricky. So just some final thoughts. If it makes sense to go down a static site generation route, do it. However, if you do find it starting to get more and more complicated, you're adding more and more pieces into the architecture to fix problems that you're having, it's probably not the right solution. Static site generation is just another tool in the toolbox. And I always work on the premise, use the right tool for the
I don't
right
think
job. If
static
it's complicated
site
now,
generation is optimal though. Just the way it's not optimal. Not optimal. Alright. Then we're gonna go to client side server side generation might be optimal. Cause that server is always on, no? It should always be on. I mean, as long as someone's using it. So we're gonna try client side. Or client side might be the optimal one. Oh, this person covers it all. It's all Next.js though.
In Next.js, there's many strategies you can use to fetch data, including server-side rendering, static site generation, client-side rendering, and incremental static regeneration. This tutorial will compare client-side fetching, server-side rendering, and static site generation. Start is client-side rendering, and this is similar to how a React app would work. In client-side rendering for Next.js, Next.js will compile the HTML pages to a simple loading indicator. Then it will use the client-side JavaScript to fetch the data and then show the data. To implement this in Next.js, we're going to create two state variables. The first is data and sets data.
You know what I should do?
State hook. And we're going to add the type.
On like when I stream on Twitch, because I don't know how YouTube has here or not, but what did I say? For every like 100, no, be like 100, 200 points, I should do like, I don't know, I should do something. I just don't know what. Maybe sugar water. My friend does water himself already, so like every 400. But it also is actually pretty good to stay hydrated.
Type of
I don't
post
know.
to it.
I
The
think
next
I'll
state will be
try
our
something
isLoading and setLoading state.
like that.
We will use the React useEffect hook to fetch our data. Inside of our useEffect hook is where we can fetch the data. We're going to be fetching data from the JSON placeholder API. So we'll add that URL in there, and we're going to be getting the first post. Now, because we can't use promises inside of a useEffect hook, we're going to add our .then subscription to it, and we'll convert that response to JSON. Then we're going to use the set data to the parameter that's been passed to it, and we're also going to set loading to false. One last thing is, because this API is rather fast, we're going to add a delay to it to help better illustrate.
Oh, I just need to see sugar water stream at 100. Bro, I'm gonna lose all my hair after I do that. I'm already losing so much. Oh, definitely 100 streams, sugar water bath.
If you pay any attention to modern
I'd probably do it.
Next.js, you might be overwhelmed by how many different options you have to render content to the browser page. So let's
That'd be pretty fun though. But like, I'd have to first buy a bathtub, then I gotta fill it up with water and sugar, and do like some sort of I can do a YouTube video on that, or I can do IRL stream for that. That won't be too bad. But I first have to get affiliated though. Affiliation is the hardest part. 50 followers. I'm at 34. Funny enough, every time I stream on Twitch, I just lose followers. And it's always these bot accounts that show up that say, "Oh, you're a small streamer, right? Would you like to see my portfolio?" I don't want to see your portfolio, man.
For static site generation and SSR, server-side rendering. So let's start by getting a couple of terms that are going to be really important for how we distinguish these. The first one is build time, and that is when the application is actually built. Now, typically what happens is we connect an application to something like Netlify. Anonymous,
I know who you are. Send me some clips to watch on Twitch stream right now. Send me something to watch. I'm so bored.
And every time we push code, it automatically runs a build and then deploys that new version of the site. So that build time is going to be executed on a build server somewhere or your host as you deploy. Request time, on the other hand, is when the actual request from a user comes in. So let's say the user navigates to the browser, they go to jamesqquick.com, that's the request that's being sent to the server, and then the response will come back. So that is request time. And that's really important as we distinguish between SSG, which is static site.
My TikTok's actually pretty funny, but it's also like my Twitter, sorry. I can pull some things up, but scrolling through it can be interesting. Not inappropriate interesting, but like something like oh, this scene is actually pretty sick. I didn't watch it yet, but I didn't get to this episode yet, but it's pretty sick. Puts him in the Genshin. Bro, what the heck? So iftar is pretty much when you break your fast, and when the adhan, the call to prayer goes on, then you can eat. This guy spawn camped it, bro. I don't know if this is fake. Some of the animations are actually so unreal, though. Dude, people get so upset. My duo would always get so upset because then it just what it is. The heck is this? Yeah. Okay, I don't want to spoil this for me. I do want to watch the movie. Wait, is this oh shoot, I didn't know he was in the movie too. This is so fun. Impossible. My freaking my Twitter just full of this stuff. I should actually add my Twitter here, honestly. In the YouTube thing, you know? It makes sense, right? Let me plug a social or something. How do I do it though? I'd have to restart the stream, wouldn't I? To do that. Oh.
Hello, yes please. Oh yes, have a little fun. Hopefully you'll yes please.
It's like that silently judging you, but like my Twitter, bro, just full of animals. This sugar water ain't hidden, bro. This thing's flat. It's alive? Is it dead? It's alive. What? I didn't know. That thing's just flat, bro. I think this is the Breaking Bad thing, right? What?
The dog was number one.
Return Kyle. Sure.
One thing you don't do, Caesar Milano South Park literally had an episode about this. I know. They're
I'm not gonna bother with that. That's like his own personal issues, right? Ooh, sick.
They had my character quit and shit, right?
Yeah, he's fired.
Just keep coming. I know what's going on. I think I don't know. I don't remember any of it. They're trying not to bring me back next year for the union. I think.
Oh man. I don't know what to do anymore. I give up. I don't know what to do. Studying is too hard. And the stream is supposed to be about studying. I don't know what to do, guys. Chat, help me out, please.
Generation and then SSR, which is
help me
server
with
side rendering,
something.
because where they differ is what they do at build.
So sleepy. If I didn't have work, maybe. You know what? I think I just gotta add more sugar to this, right? Oh shoot! Added almost the whole thing. It's my comfort food, guys. Kind of works though. Makes you feel better. A little bit. Not but too much though.
Request time, respectfully. So let's move on down and start to break into what static site generation is. Now, the majority of the important parts of static site generation happen at build time. So we mentioned we might deploy Nate these days. And so on Netlify or Vercel, we have a build server. And this is where it runs the actual build of our site. Now with a statically generated site or with statically generated pages, the outcome of that build, exclusively static files like the index.html, the blog.html, and then you may get down into nested routes or dynamic routes where you have blog/blog1, blog2, etc.
Just
so the
some
important
file
part about this is
locations.
Statically generated pages at build time are going to already calculate or create those pages, and the outcome of that is going to be hosted on a CDN.
And my quality
CDN is a
drop.
Content delivery network. Netlify
No.
and Vercel take care of all this
It's
for you.
over.
And what that means is those files are going to be replicated all across the world. And what's cool about this is because they're replicated all across the world, wherever the user is making the request from, it's going to grab the file that's closest to them. So let's say I'm in the US, it'll grab a file that's in US East, probably in Virginia, in a CDN there. If I'm in Japan, it's going to make the request to the local data center that has a CDN there in Japan or nearby. So that means that these pages are going to be already calculated.
Static site generation.
Be replicated on a CDN, and they'll be sent down directly to the user, which should improve performance and make those pretty quick. That's a lot of the benefits that came with static site generators and what people have really enjoyed about them. But static site generation has kind of led to some limitations that has brought us back to the idea of server-side rendering. So before we get into that really quickly, we can address the request time. So we talked about build time where we build these individual pages. Like we just said, as the request from the browser comes in, it's going to hit the CDN, it's going to grab the appropriate static file, and it's going to send that thing back directly. It's a really fast process. So let's get into SSR, which is server-side rendering. And at build time, if you're just doing server-side rendering, basically what this does is it will create the server. And really what this does is it converts server-side code to the host platform. I don't know if all of that made it on there. Let's move this over. So a lot of what these frameworks do is allow you to write server-side code in a way that you're not creating a full entire node server. So a lot of it is with page-based routing or file-based routing, where you drop in stuff into a file and the framework already knows how to handle that as server-side code. What you may not think about though is that has to be translated to something that the host provider can understand. So in the Netlify and Vercel use case, these are serverless functions. They may be edge functions on Vercel depending on, or Netlify depending on how you have it configured. But at build time, the framework is going to go and take the source code and translate that to a way that's going to be able to be hosted as server-side code on the hosting provider. Netlify, Vercel, Heroku, Fly.io, whatever you want to do. It's going to make that translation to make this thing hostable on that hosting platform. Now, the really important thing here is request time. Let's make this a little bit smaller. So inside of an SSR application, server-side rendered application, you have an actual app server. Now notice if we go back up to the SSG, we just had kind of a CDN here, which its responsibility is just to respond back with files. The server's responsibility is to actually calculate what the files are that get sent back to the user. So let's take a look at this. Let's say we have a request come in from the browser for /blog/blog-1, so an individual blog post. Sends that request into the application server. That application server now sends a request to the database saying, I need all the data, the actual content for this blog post. After it gets that, what the application server will do is actually generate this HTML page, and it will respond back with that HTML page to the browser. So the important part is, as the requests come in, the server is having to do some calculation on what the response is. With statically generated pages, there's no calculation. That calculation has already been done at build time, but with server-side rendered, it's now doing that calculation real time when the request comes in and responding back with that calculated file or markup, HTML, whatever you want to call it. So what are some of the trade-offs with this or downsides with this? Well, the downside is that the fact that you have that calculation potentially makes this slower. You can get into caching and other things like that, but instead of just responding back with a file from a CDN, since this application server is having to do work, that is going to take some amount of time, which makes this process slower. Now, after you do this originally, you can have this cache, and we won't get into incrementally static regenerated pages, but that's a whole other concept that we could get into in the future. If you're interested, let me know in the comments. But there are some benefits that come with this as well. So SSG is very beneficial for sites up to a certain scale because you're generating all these pages at once. Versus at request time for SSR, you're generating the page, which means you don't have to have a super long build time to build hundreds or thousands of pages if you have a blog or a website that is that big. So if you have something that's really big, number of pages wise, this might make more sense. You also have the ability with SSR to add in authentication, to add in redirects, to add in a lot of different things that add functionality to applications. Now you can also handle authentication and redirection and things with client-side routing and or with statically generated pages by using client-side routing. But in my case, I prefer to handle authentication on the server, which means I don't have to choose loading states on the front end. I don't have to choose conditionally which pieces of information to display on the application side. I can do that on the server side before that content is already sent down to the user. So just to quickly sum up, SSG, statically generated content, at build time, it's going to build each of the individual pages for your website, versus SSR, which doesn't build any by default. What it does is a translation to be able to host this code on the server or the hosting platform that you're deploying to. And then at request time, it's going to hit the database or hit a data source to be able to generate that content and respond back to the user. Now, what's also interesting about this is a lot of frameworks now have the ability to do hybrid rendering, which means for individual pages, we can choose whether we want it statically generated or server-side rendered, which gives us all the tools that we need to be able to make educated decisions on the best way to render individual pages in our application. So that's SSG versus SSR. If you have any additional questions, let me know in the comments.
See what comment says. Just finished watching the video podcast, Astro. That's fine. All Next.js stuff. How does this stuff do in my class though? Classes literally talk about freaking. I get that is unit 1, 3, and 4, so it's gonna be on the exam, but we never even touched. Okay, whatever. So now we gotta we got an understanding of how it is. Now we gotta do client-side rendering. That's what I meant to do. Client-side rendering. Oh my god. Oh, I'm actually so tired, guys. I'm gonna call it. There was literally almost no studying. But today is just so tiring, man. I'm just gonna call it here for the stream, and then on the side when I'm on the side, I'm just gonna I'm gonna do find a game for tomorrow to play since it is Thanksgiving, or I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'll figure something out. But I'll definitely figure something out. But tomorrow most likely just be a gaming stream, and then I will be busy after that. Maybe for like an hour or two that gaming stream, that's how it's gonna be. And maybe a video might come out, so I will post it on YouTube Shorts. See how it goes. All right, take care, guys, and thank you for coming. And whoever was here.